Guys, in this tutorial we'll be making a tank. So I'm just talking over the footage for now because it's quite a long video without speeding it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a few of these triangle props. That's going to be the front of our tank. Now looking at a slightly steeper slope for the back of the tank. We're going to make the tank 3 blocks wide, so I'm just looking for the right sized cube for this. Need something that's 3 wide by 1 block high by whatever length I want. Couldn't find the right size, so we're going to use 2 of these instead of just 1 prop. So what we're going to do is we're going to weld these together with the precision tool. Just getting those perfectly aligned. Just aligning everything, get it all perfect. And that's basically the chassis of our tank. So I'm putting the turret on the tank now. As you can see, it looks quite good, if I say so myself. I'm just looking at different ways to... I decide I'm happy with this particular type of block as a turret. So I'm using an axis tool and connecting it there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place these wheels on either side, and that's going to control the up and down motion of the gun. So I've now collided everything. Now the wheels spin together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld both of these wheels together so they work in tandem. As you can see, it works quite well. Just going to align those. And that wheel on the bottom you see there, that controls the sideways motion of the gun. So I'm just testing that out. Seems to work quite well. And in case you're wondering, I just placed the wheel on the bottom, just in the center, so basically it's perfectly aligned with that top axis for the turret. Just looking at what I can use as a barrel. I try this out, but I decide I'm not quite happy with it, so I'm going to change it. So I've decided I'm going to use this as the barrel of the gun. Just positioning those in there. Now that we've got all that set up, take a duplication. Now what you can see is we have this turret, which I'm going to have to do a few adjustments to. But basically the wheel moves it up and down. Just adjusting a few more. I'm setting the weight to lower, getting rid of gravity. It's at this point I realized the wheels that I've put on there are actually too small, which is, as you'll see, why I decided to add bigger wheels instead. Still needs a lot of work, everything needs to be welded together properly. So I'll skip ahead to the point where I've got the new wheels on. Okay, so now I'm just adding those bigger wheels now. There you go. Much bigger wheels, better for off-roading. Taking the duplication, saving that. So here we have it. As our tank drives forward. The turret can move left and right. It can move up and down as well. And what I've done is, I don't know if I showed that. I used a rope to control how high the gun can move and how low it can point. So there we go. I'm quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a coaxial gun. So what I'm just doing there. So I'm adding that right next to the main gun. I'm going to weld those together. Same thing. Reduce the weight, get rid of gravity, add a different type of turret on there. So the coaxial gun's going to have a higher fire rate, but do less damage, just to be a bit more realistic. So welding everything together now, getting it all rigid. Taking a duplication now. And I noticed the gun's pulling down a bit. That's because I forgot to do the gravity on this, so I'm just doing that. Take another duplication. And there we have it. Tank gun moves up and down, points, shoots. The tank can drive. All we really need to do at this point is add some steering. Just changing the material. I decided I quite like this look, so I'm going with that. Getting rid of the... I'm using the opacity tool to... the color tool with opacity set to 0 to make the turrets invisible. What I'm doing here is just adding a little bit of texture. So I'm using that door to just kind of add some texture to the front of the tank. There we go. Here we go, just adding texture, adding layers after layer. Welding everything together. Now I'm going to use these as an exhaust pipe. So I'm just chucking those into there. One on both sides. Welding it all together. Setting the weight of everything to 0, or to 1, sorry. I'm just changing the color at the moment. Decide green looks alright, but I think I'll settle for the black instead. So I'm just going to adjust the color on everything. Still messing around with everything, not quite sure what I want just yet. Adding a camera here to aim with. Making sure there's no collisions on the camera and getting rid of it so you can't see it. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding a, I'm using a thruster with a smoke effect. So when I... Hey guys, the recording got a bit messed up, so basically I didn't get to film the last of me building this. What I've done is I've added some thrusters here for steering, so on each side. If you're not familiar with how to do this, please watch my basic car tutorial. It will tell you how to make steering for a vehicle. So what I did is I adjusted the opacity, made these thrusters invisible. So there's no effects, no sound effects, no visible effects. But here we go, the tank can turn left and right. And what's kind of interesting as well is the turret. The turret kind of stays in the same direction. Like if you spin the tank around, you can drive it forward and backwards around the place. The turret moves, so it moves left and right. And as you can see, that wheel that when I face it's there. So up and down, left and right. There's also a camera attached. So here we go. I can aim with this. Aim. I can shoot. And I've got the coaxial gun, which is quite a powerful gun. So yeah, that's it. The tank works really well and I think it looks pretty. And hopefully you guys learned something from this video. So take care. Bye.